Okay, here we go.
Yes, sir.
And
Could I?
make sure your mics are muted if you're not going. And now, whenever you're ready.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I chose the option two, and okay, I'll start. Poetry is one of the greatest means of nourishment for our minds and spirits. And I believe that this is the exact reason why so many people turn to poetry and literature in general whenever they feel happiness, sadness, nostalgia, excitement, and etc. Well, ever since my childhood, I have developed kind of attachment to those poets whose artworks have inspired me and motivated me a lot. Well, one of those artists would definitely be Maria Rilke, 19th century German poet, and I chose a kind of quote from his poem called Go to the Limits of Your Longing in order to describe how much it relates to us on an individual level and universally as well. Well, our lives are full of ups and downs, and it is very hard to cling on to some beautiful and positive moments for a very long time. And that is why Rilke talks about beauty and terror as the essential parts of our lives which we experience and through which we develop ourselves as more mature human beings in the end. Moreover, the main idea of the poem that I have selected and chosen doesn't only apply to us individually and our own individual problems and issues, but it's also applicable to universal global political problems. Well, I want to refer to one of the recent Hollywood movies called Jojo Rabbit, through which we see the perspective of a little boy who experiences the cruelty of Nazi regime during the World War II. Even though he has lost his mother, who was the victim of Nazi regime, he still finds a kind of a hope in a dear friend, in a little Jewish girl who he shelters with him. And the loneliness felt by this little German boy coincides with the constant fear and the same kind of loneliness felt by the Jewish girl. That's why they find hope within each other and they find beautiful moments after the war ends. Therefore, after the terror, there comes beauty. Well, I feel like the above mentioned quote from the poem is deeply relatable to all of us, and especially after the wave of virus that we have experienced, and such kind of pandemic just made us more isolated and far away from each other, which kind of provoked negative feelings and emotions in the whole society. But even though every global or individual problem has its own kind of solution, uh, to which we will come up with someday or another. Therefore, the ending of the poem is like no feeling is final, and it's kind of an inspiration for every one of us in order to try to see the glimpse of the hope for the future, no matter how harsh are the circumstances in the present. I just want to end up with the quote and to read the quote from the poem so people get a clear idea of what the kind of fragment I was talking about. It's like, let everything happen to you. Beauty and terror just keep going. No feeling is final. That is why I feel it's very much relatable to each and every one of us. Thank you.
Good job. How'd that feel? Oh, I'm muted. There we go. How'd that feel?
I was a bit anxious, but it
You
was
did really
okay.
well. You did really well. That's what'll be good
Thank
about
you.
going back and watching yourself. You'll realize how well you did.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good job. Okay. So make sure nobody's locked out of class. Um, we have Riley. There's Riley. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. All right. Let me get this reset. You ready?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. Take it away whenever you want.
So I picked my influence. So my influence was my older cousin. He played college baseball at the University of Texas. He got drafted into the minor leagues. He got injured. So he decided to take his knowledge and skills to open up a baseball facility in a town next to me. And I went to go play for him at the age of 12. Um, so he was a big role model for me because like he was teaching like he taught us the game of baseball, but he also was teaching us like life skills throughout because that was kind of like his main goal. Like he's teaching us a game, but also keeps us a lot of life lessons. Um, so like he likes to compare a lot of sports analogy to life. But one of his biggest things was like the game of baseball is just a game of failure. It's going to happen no matter what. You just got to learn either pick yourself back up, look forward to the next play or next opportunity. And it's kind of like similar to like he taught us the game of life. You're going to have a bad day, you get fired, you can get dumped, but you're always going to have a next day. It's up to you to find that new job, to find or work on yourself for once, and just just always keep pushing yourself to the next limit. He also taught us respect and responsibility. He always held us accountable for our actions. So if we did something wrong, it's up to us to confess what we did wrong and to just go through with it. He's also a really big influence in my life because he taught me really how to be a man. Because
You can look back at your notes if you need to.
I wrote some stuff down, but I didn't write stuff down. Because he just took a group of guys, and we were all complete strangers, and he made us a family. And that's the peep friends I'll have for a lifetime. He's actually a big reason why I'm here today, because I'm playing college baseball here at the University of the Ozarks. So I have a lot to give thanks to him for opportunities that he gave me. So that's pretty much it. That went bad, but
Hey, this is why we're doing a first run. This is why we're practicing. This is why I'm giving everybody a nice, easy, easy one to go. But I wouldn't even have to watch to know you're nervous because I can hear you clicking a pin.
yeah.
No, it's fine. Get one out of the way. Get this done, and now we're gonna learn and we're gonna grow. We're gonna keep working on it. But you did fine.
Yes,
It's
sir.
okay. It's hard. I mean, it's just like baseball, right? Getting in that batter's box sometimes is a little nerve wracking the first times,
Yes, sir.
especially if you're me and you got hit by like every pitch thrown at you. But no, you did fine. You did fine. Don't worry about it. You're gonna learn and grow, and by the time we're done this semester, you're gonna look back and go, "Wow, I really developed."
Yes, sir.
All right, good work. Okay, and next, Vanessa. Hey, Vanessa, how are you?
Good.
Good.
Okay. So I chose a
Hang,
quote,
hang on one second. Let me
and
reset my
oh,
stopwatch, and I'm gonna mute my mic. All right, whenever you're ready.
I chose a quote, and I believe that you can't sit and wait for someone to make you succeed. A quote that I feel like describes this belief is "Only I can change my life. No one can do it for me" by Carol Burnett. The reason why I chose this quote and the reason I feel like it resonates with me is because I'm an independent person who feels as though I have to put in the work to succeed. While I was growing up, I watched my parents work hard for everything they have now. They immigrated from Mexico and came with little to nothing and to start a new life. Because my parents worked hard, they put that belief onto me as well and taught me to work hard for everything and that almost nothing is just handed to me. This lesson led me to become an independent person. And since I was taught that almost nothing is free and I have to work to earn things in my life. For example, school, I don't depend on others or my friends to get me the grades that I want. I know that I have to put in the work to accomplish my academic goals and the goals that I set for myself. career-wise, now that I'm hopefully going to be entering the professional world soon. I have to start thinking about internships and networking. And while I know that I have like options to help me, I know that I have to put in the work to get where I want career-wise as well. These are just some of the factors that I feel as though I'm the only one who can influence in my life. And my independence, I feel, goes back to the quote to reiterate, only I can change my life. No one can do it for me. Why I feel like this quote ties into my independence and who I am as a person is because I feel as though I'm the only one responsible for my life path. And I feel as though I don't wait for anyone to give me the opportunity to succeed. I have to make those opportunities for myself. And to do that, I have to make changes and put in the work to achieve what I want in my life.
Good job. Good job. How do you feel?
Good. Now that I got it over with.
You did excellent. Your camera placement, we haven't even really talked about stuff like that, but you got good camera placement. You made good eye contact throughout, and everything was structured and organized really well. That was really well done.
Thank you.
Good work. Okay. Robert.
All right.
Hey, Robert. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm
I like your
great.
haircut.
Oh, I appreciate that. Made a. At a certain point in my life, I started getting gray hair, so I've just told them chop it all off, so
Yeah.
I don't look so old.
At least you're not losing hair, right?
The lady said it's thinning up here, so I don't know. Stress or something. It's going gray and it's leaving me, but yeah, awesome. All right, are you excited for this?
Well, yeah. Sure.
All right, I'm gonna shut up now, and whenever you're ready to start, go ahead.
All right. So I picked a quote. The quote is, "What goes around comes around." This quote is the most influential quote in my life. I say it to myself at least once a week. This quote actually comes from one of the most influential people in my life. His name was Mr. Pruitt. He was one of my small engines teacher. This quote is actually referenced in the Bible quite a few times. Something like an eye for an eye, or what goes around comes around. And I have a few examples, personal examples, and an example that Mr. Pruitt actually gave. My personal example is, or my bad, I should go back a little bit. Basically, the meaning of what goes around comes around is whatever action I do, good or bad, has an equal consequence, a good or bad consequence. So that being said, in my own life, I didn't think I was going to be going to college. I absolutely did not like the idea of going to college. My grades were bad. I didn't think I was going to get accepted into college, even if I applied. And for a few months there, I was being a better person than I usually am. Like, I'm a religious person, so I was going to church more, praying more, reading the Bible more. I was giving more, giving to homeless, working for charities, volunteering, and I applied for this school because my high school coach, knows this coach. So he told me to apply for this school. I did, and I believe that because of God and me doing good in the world, landed me a position to get accepted by this school with a rather good scholarship for wrestling. And after getting accepted, I became a better person overall. I keep that motto to heart. Like, if I think about doing, I don't know, a bad thing, not too bad, but something that is not right, I just think to myself, what goes around comes around. If I do this now, it is going to affect me later on. Could be tomorrow, could be a week, could be a year from now, but it will come back and affect me. Second example I have is the example that Mr. Pruitt gave to me in the class, which is his son. Okay. His son had a friend in his car. The friend did not have a seatbelt. They got into a car crash, and the son's friend's father told him to say that he had a seatbelt on to the police officers. And the father told Mr. Pruitt's son to also lie to the police officers. So, because he lied to the police officers, Mr. Pruitt was like within a few $100s of his insurance going above his claim, or I'm not too sure how insurance works yet, but above whatever number it is, and he was going to have to pay for the whole thing. So Mr. Pruitt saw him in church like a week because they went to the same church, and he goes, "Hey man, what's going on? Like, you told my son to lie for you, and now I'm almost like in trouble." And he looked at him, Mr. Pruitt looked at him and went, "What goes around comes around." And then he just stopped talking to him. And a few years later, or a year or two later, that man had a seizure or a heart attack, something like that, and like was wheelchair bound. And Mr. Pruitt didn't wish for him to go through any harm or anything, but Mr. Pruitt said he went to the man's house and he looked at the man looked at him and went yeah, you're right, I shouldn't have told your son to lie, because what goes around comes around. So those are just two examples of one good and one that could happen negatively. So just try to be a better person at the end of the day, because you being a better person will have better outcomes in life.
Cool. What, if you don't mind me asking, were you in state, or did you go to high school in Arkansas?
No, I went to high school in Texas.
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Curious when you said that last name. All right. You have the record for the longest speech so far.
Oh, I hope that's not bad.
Well, it's good. I mean, I think it's good. I think when you watch it, you'll be able to figure out how to condense it.
Yes, sir.
Because that'll be if you have to go give a speech at a shareholders meeting or something. They're like, you got 45 minutes. You're going to want to make sure you're at time. But you did good. Yeah, I was engaged all the way till the end. I thought you did really good.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Good work. Y'all have been doing really good so far. All right. Now we have Evan.
Yes, sir.
Hey. Is there any way you're able to rotate it's sideways on my end?
Oh, is it? Let's see.
There we go.
Is that better?
That is perfect.
All right.
All right. You excited?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm ready.
Been dreaming about it all week, haven't you?
I have. Been thinking.
And then remind me, you go by Evan or Pace?
Well, I go by Evan, just Willingham by the last name.
Okay.
But
Okay. I didn't have my note. I keep my note next to me. If I couldn't remember, I thought yours was one that you go by something else. But all right, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to get my clock ready here. Okay. And take it away whenever you're ready.
all right. Have you ever wanted to give up on something that you really wanted to achieve? Well, there's an NBA player that recently passed away. about 2-3 years ago, Kobe Bryant. He actually had a quote, and it was, "Everything negative, pressure, and challenges are all an important opportunity for you to rise." And I know he's an athlete, but this can go either way, from sports and athletics to just real life. Because, I mean, being under pressure is not necessarily a bad thing, because you can either take a big step back and just fail, or you can overcome and take a big step forward. I feel that situations like this can either break you or make you, and it can really make you stronger in life. And all of these types of situations are actually necessary, I feel. And going towards challenges, it says it's another opportunity to rise. Being challenged, like I said about pressure, is not a bad thing. Challenges are sometimes a good thing. Like, let's say in the sport, you're going through a tough practice and you can't get through. You feel like you can't get through, but you can, and you end up overcoming. And after, you feel great, but during, it might feel terrible. But that's the whole point of challenges. And going towards real life, I feel like if you go through a challenge like losing a close one, a family member, you know that they will want you to do great in life. And I feel like if you keep on pushing and just try to overcome anything that's thrown in your path, then you'll be in pretty good hands. And let's see, another example I have, a challenge I had was moving from Chicago to Texas. During my 8th grade year, in the middle of the school year, I had to leave all my friends. It was hard, but I came to a whole new school not knowing anyone, and I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, but I just believed and had faith, and everything worked out perfectly. And I had good grades. I made the team in basketball, and everything went well. So that's it.
All right. How do you feel?
I feel great.
Yeah, you did
Yes,
good.
sir.
It was
Appreciate
good.
you.
I like Kobe too, so you're very good. What part of Texas did you move to?
I moved to Fort Worth.
Okay, awesome.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I've lived in Dallas and Waco, so I know what that's
Okay.
like. And I know what it's like to move in 8th grade. We lived in Denver. We moved to Montana, so
You're
so
right.
you did good.
You moved to 8th grade as well?
Yeah,
8th grade?
I moved. Well, 8th grade going into my freshman year. Yeah, we moved from a big city like Denver to a state without even 1 million people. So it was a big
Right.
culture shock. But
Yes, sir.
I thought you delivered everything really well, and you did good.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
Yep, no problem. All right, y'all are honestly really knocking it out of the park. Biden Shear, you here? All right, hang on.
All right.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes, yes.
Okay, take it away. Let me get my clock ready. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, whenever you are ready.
Okay. Back at the end of 2019 and AD, we had a situation. The country was completely locked down because of political issues, because of politic issues. Like people couldn't go out, go to school, go to work, right, or anything else. So the country was completely locked down. In 2020, we had quarantine for COVID-19, which was for a duration of 6 months. Which was for a duration of 6 months. During those periods, I was a lot of time that I would never get back, and in those periods made me realize the importance of time, and it will lead me to this quote where we let me to discuss big thing for the hard time for what for what they have made you before they have made you. Yeah. Just say by Leonardo DiCaprio. In life, hard time make people realize certain things and it help people to change and think a new way because of the impacts of because of the impacts and of the hard time had on your life. You know, I, because of the impact on your life, like when like you spending your time not doing nothing, you completely lost. Like you don't know where, you don't know what's going on, you don't know when it's gonna end. Like you everything is like it's lose. You're losing everything. Uh, Um, at the end, what does it kill you? Make you strong, make you grow. Because in a way that we want to improve ourselves. Back to my stories. This period has made me realize that to not waste my time and to make the most out of it. Like when you have time, take advantage of it. Do what you have to do. Ne- do not wasting it like of doing nothing, just wasting it, seeing the time pass by and not doing nothing. Take advantage of it. Do what you have to do. So when the time come, like when the time come, you like as the situation that happens to me, like you come, yeah, like you don't like, uh, you know, uh, you don't like you don't like stress because of the time you have taken advantage of. That's pretty much it.
Okay. How do you feel?
A little relax, but yeah,
You relaxed?
you know, like
You
that.
use your hands a lot.
Yeah, because I'm like stressed, a little stressed.
Yeah. So you gotta breathe as you're doing it. You're doing
Yeah,
fine. You gotta breathe. You gotta keep those hands down because the other thing is your iPad has a like camera tracker on it. So when you move,
yeah.
the camera's moving with you.
Oh, okay.
So it's fine. It's the first one. You did fine. You seem really nervous, but just breathe. Just breathe.
All
You can get through it. Because if your
right.
hands are up here, especially too, it was hard to hear. But you did fine. Okay. So I
Uh,
want you to
thank
watch it and see it and see. Okay, how can I take it to the
improve.
next level? I think the
Okay,
next assignment will really help you too. Okay.
I think.
Okay. Good. You're just glad to be
Yeah.
done, huh?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, you did good. Let's see who we got next. Uh, do we have Hunter here?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get
All right.
the old clock ready here.
Okay.
I keep calling it a clock. It's a stopwatch, but
Yeah.
all right. I will shut up and let you go when you are ready.
Okay. I've always wondered like how I become like the man I am today, and like how I'm the person I am today, and like all the stuff that I've learned. And like a person, like a bunch of people have been influential in my life, but one person that's been one of the top people that's been influential is my dad. Um, he's just shown like how much he cares for me, and like showed me how to do like fix things, do things in life, just like how to be a man, just like certain things like manners, how to work with people, how to be polite. Um, yeah, so And also, it's really cool. We share a lot of the same interests. Like, we both like soccer. We like watching football, golf. We like playing golf, fishing. Like, I could go on and on. And it's really cool. He actually played college soccer also. So he's like been able to like give me tips and tricks and stuff about like how everything works and like giving me advice. And so I really like that. And then for example, like he was my coach at a young age for soccer because you know, like when you're at a young age, like a lot of times like dad's coach and stuff. So he like taught me like certain things in soccer that have really helped me and like that I've taken like all throughout my life. And like so he just like shown how much he cares and like much he cares like for my game and like my like life and how I accomplish things. And then this past summer I mowed lawns for my job, and he one time our lawnmower broke and I didn't know how to fix it, so he was like he like helped like showed me how to fix it, like not just like fixed it, like he showed me how to do it for so next time I can do it myself. And so he's really like tries to like teach me things, like, and so I really like that. And then what else? Oh, and then also like with like adults and stuff, like he's taught me how to like, you know, treat adults and like use yes man no ma'am, and just like just like treat other people like in relationships or whatever it is, just people in general. So yeah, those are some of the examples why he's a big influence in my life.
Cool. Good job.
Thank you.
Well done. I like you maintain your look right in the same spot the whole time.
Yeah.
It makes it feel like it definitely does make it feel more like you're giving a speech in person somewhere. So good job.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Well done. You guys are all doing really good. You've all hit your time. So far, you're the first section to have everybody. I'm gonna hopefully know.
What was my time? Was it like a little
You were
over 2
over
minutes?
2 minutes, like 2:30.
Okay, cool. All
So
right.
great. Yeah, I thought you did really good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see. Tanisha. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
A bit nervous, but
Are you? You're gonna do great. Don't worry.
okay. So everyone feels one way or another, whether we like it or not. It's just simply a part of life. And failure shouldn't really be looked down upon or seen as incompetent on the person's part. That's why I really relate to the quote of failure is not the opposite of success, but is a part of success by Ariana Huffington. This really helped me look at my life differently, because this gave me inspiration to just do things differently and just remember that even though I might fail at something, that I can keep going and keep pursuing it. Such as one time I really wasn't good at biology. So I failed my biology test and I was super bummed about it. But this year, like as I was leaving grade 12 and I did my final exam, I improved. I studied and studied for nights. Like I studied really long. And I did better. I passed the class and I was super happy about it. So just looking back at that failure that I did in 11th grade as not passing the class and being able to improve in 12th grade just really gave me a new motivation that even though I may fail once at something, instead of seeing that as a setback and just not doing it anymore and just giving up, I can use that as motivation to push myself and do better. That's why this quote really resonates with me, because everyone goes to failure and we all think that once you fail that it's the end of the world and that's it, that especially during a time period that you can't really do any better and you're just not really proud of yourself. That's why instead of just looking down at yourself or focusing on your losses, you should look at the upside of it, that even though you failed once, you can do better the next time. That's why I believe that this quote, it really changed how I viewed my life experiences, especially the way I've done things. Before, if I failed at something, I would just stop. I would not do it again. But I've really been trying to push myself to do better, uh, to keep persevering. Because even with this speech now, I wasn't really too sure if I could have do it. But I just kept pushing myself, be like, it's fine even if you make a few mistakes. That's just a part of life. Just to keep going and just pushing yourself. So that's why I'm really glad that I've developed into the person that I am now. That even though I may fail one or two times, it's better just to keep going because you don't know what the end result is going to be, and maybe better than something you ever expected. Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Even with the guest appearance of your roommate. That was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. No, you did really good. That was excellent. That was like you looked in the camera. It was all the pieces fit. It was a good quote choice. You did excellent. So you should be very poised for next time. Like
Thank
you got the tools to deliver a good speech. You did really well.
Thank you.
One tiny note, and I guess I'll say this for everybody to consider, is dorm chairs have that little rock to them. That was a note. And I'm going to kind of we really haven't gone over like notes on how to present because it's not like we're in person. But that's one that's kind of been for all the classes. But overall, you did excellent. That was really good. Ooh, I might show all y'all speeches to the other sections too, and just be like, here's some examples of some really good ones here. Let's see. Daniel, are you here? Daniel's here.
Yes,
Awesome.
I'm here.
Hey.
Hey.
All right. You ready for this?
I guess.
All right. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, so I picked a quote, and my quote is by a war veteran and a Olympic runner. Louis Zamperini's quote reads, "A moment of pain is worth a lifetime of glory." Louis had a tough childhood growing up. He was always getting into trouble. Luckily for him, his brother showed him track. And with track, he therefore went to run in the Olympics. Like Louis, I also had a tough childhood growing up. I was getting into things I wasn't supposed to be getting into. I played a lot of sports. And with sports, I was just okay at it. I wasn't really the best. I was always getting distracted, not paying attention to the coaches, and therefore I had to do running drills. So like I had to do hill sprints, down and back, you name it. With that, I stumbled upon cross country, and I found out where I was supposed to be and who I was supposed to be. Therefore, I got into road races and track. That's when I got noticed, and now I can say that I'm on a collegiate team. I am a collegiate runner, and this quote really means a lot to me. It's my wallpaper. I look at it every morning before I go run. It's just a reminder to me, like, hey, you started here and look where you are now. I'm going to use it every day for the rest of my life, and yeah.
All right. Was that the Unbroken guy?
Yes.
Okay. Boy, that was an intense movie.
Really was.
Good job. I think you did really well. How do you feel?
Like I didn't make the time. I felt like I was a little nervous. I was going fast.
That'll happen if you're nervous. You're gonna talk a little faster. So you weren't that far under though, so don't worry about it. Don't stress.
All right.
It's still all good. All right. Eric, are you here? Eric's here.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you hop in here next?
Okay.
All right. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. All right. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. So I chose someone influential in my life, and I believe we all have someone who's had a huge part in the way we think, act, or talk. And for me, it's the way I play soccer. I chose Neymar, and he's impacted my life a lot by giving me motivation and not giving up, and like learning how to play like myself, and like not trying to impress other people, but just have fun with it. And Neymar's had a lot of almost career-ending injuries that a lot of players would probably not come back from. Like for example, 2014 World Cup. I think it was like 89th minute. The game was about to end, and someone came up from behind him and kneed him in the lower back, and he was out for 6 to 8 months, I think. But he came back even better, and they told him that if they would have hit him 2 centimeters lower, that he would have been paralyzed. And it's just crazy to think that how he came back even better. And Neymar's dribbling and skills are considered one of the best in history, and he's known for his confidence and stuff like that. And Neymar's also known for humbleness and his good deeds to people. He was born in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and he didn't really have they didn't have the much money back then. He'd often play barefoot in dirt fields and stuff like that. And recently, I think he built a facility back in his hometown for the kids since he didn't have that. He built a facility and everything like that, and that just motivates me to be like him and stuff like that. And that's about it.
You did a really good job of looking at the camera. Like
Yes, sir.
correctly. You did good. How do you
I was
feel?
like, I was really nervous.
Were you? You didn't sound
Yeah,
nervous.
like just like I feel like I couldn't like get a gulp, like a good like a good gulp in.
You
So
so one of the things that we do when we indicate nervousness or having to think is looking up to like
yeah.
recall something. So
Mhm.
that'd be the only thing. But you sounded confident in what you were saying.
Yes,
If that
sir.
makes sense. So you
Yes,
didn't
sir.
sound nervous, but I knew you were.
Yeah.
But it's all good. That was a good. You did really good. It was, and the other thing is there was a cohesiveness to it. There was a good beginning, middle, and end. So keep it up. You'll keep
All right.
doing
Thank you.
these, and you'll feel more confident each time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Uh-huh. All right. Um, Kelsey. Do we have Kelsey? Going once, twice for Kelsey. No? Wait, yeah. You're here, aren't you, Kelsey? It shows you are. I think you are. Let me see. We will.
You on mute?
Oh. Thank you. I don't know how many hours I've done Zoom meetings, things like that, and yet I still always do that. Kelsey, are you here? There we are. All right. Let's see. Okay, are you ready? Oh, I think you're muted too. You pulled a
I was
false.
muted. I
There-
was.
All right.
Okay, so I picked the most influential people in my life, and that would be probably my family and my coach. If you like, probably none of y'all know nothing about me, but back in 2013 in my hometown, there was a EF5 tornado, and if you know anything about tornadoes, that's a really, really big one. It was about a mile long, and it took about 3 hours to go through the entire town and destroy it completely. We were left with absolutely nothing other than my backpack I packed and anything we could salvage after. But during this time, my family definitely made sure I was safe. I had people around me. I was able to still go to gymnastics and do the sport I loved back then. They made me they helped me with pretty much whatever. My sister was there too. She was probably like 5 at the time, so she didn't really understand what was going on. She just knew that like whatever was happening was just, it was what it was. And so she finally realized probably about a year later what happened after we moved into a new house and she had to figure out her life again. But I feel like part of me, my sister's probably my biggest influence, just because she got me into the sport I play today, which is tennis. She saw me quit gymnastics because I kept getting hurt, so she thought it would be fun to have a tennis partner. And so she made me play tennis, and I couldn't say no because she wouldn't let me say no. But she's pretty much my built-in best friend. She always pushed me. She never let me be lazy or sit around and do nothing. She made me get up and go practice with her, made me get up in the mornings and go run with her or something crazy half the time. But another like influence I had was my coach. My coach was my high school coach, actually. He didn't really know much about tennis. He wasn't like a big tennis player himself. He said he was, but we could all tell he wasn't. But he was like a second dad to me. He made tennis a lot more fun, because I had a couple coaches where it was just like not fun at all. But he made it fun, and he helped me realize I could do so much more with the sport. And so he pushed me every single day I got into practice. He never let me sit down or relax or anything. He made me keep going until practice was over, which I'm actually very thankful for, because I wouldn't be here playing collegiate tennis without him. He really just kept me going. We still talk today, so I think that's just like, he left a big impact on how I am, or he made me become who I am today as well. But without these people, I honestly wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be playing tennis. I wouldn't be getting up in the morning to go on a run or go work out. I would probably be in bed watching Netflix or something. But that's it.
Okay, how do you feel?
All right, I guess.
Why just all right?
I probably could have done better, but
What would you do? I mean, I know you're gonna do this on your evaluation, but why do you feel that way?
I probably could have been more prepared, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. No, I think you did good, but I think it could have been tighter.
Okay.
Yeah, but you hit time, which really was the main requirement for now. I think you did good. I think go back and watch it and see. Overall, though, I thought you did really well.
Thank you.
You had a quote, you had a topic, you kind of focused on that. So now it just needs to gel a little bit, and you'll be good.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Marie. Do we have Marie? No Marie. Let's see. Do we have Vilma? Let me look. I don't see him in here. No Vilma. Tanisha? Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. You ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, let me get this ready. Okay, whenever you're ready.
I choose topic 2, someone influential in my life. I think everyone has that person they need who motivates them. It can be a friend, celebrity, famous person, teacher, or a family member. I also have like many people who motivates me, but the main person who motivates me are my parents. They motivate me the most because they have sacrificed so much in their life for me, like moving, for example, moving from India to here for the good future of me and my sister, doing so much hard work so we can have good education. I think every parent have like every parent do something for their child, but I feel they have sacrificed their friends, like they leave their hometown, home country for me, for my sister. So yeah, and also my parents play an important role in my life because they always supported me in everything, um, motivate me to get a good grade. Even if I don't, they try to motivate me for the next time to do better. In sports, they guide me in everything. Um, and I always wanted to make them proud. So yeah.
All right. All right, good work. It was very direct, it was very to the point, and it was very organized. Is that how you
Thank you.
felt?
I felt it was okay.
It was okay?
Like, yeah.
I would say it was, if you had slowed down just a little too, because I could tell you were nervous, just take those breaths in between and you'll be fine. You did good. All right. Okay, so I think, is there anybody who hasn't gone who is here? There wasn't anybody from Tuesday. I think we got Eric was the only one. Okay. So really quickly, what you can expect now is the next module will be ready fairly soon. Hopefully by Friday I'll have that done so you can start working and it'll encompass the next 2 weeks. But let me find the right one. Oh, right here. So what you're going to want to look for, I'm going to move this down into module 2. So just look for these, the self-evaluation, and then I will post the video recording of today's class so you can go back and watch yourself and do this assignment. So you'll look for self-evaluation and then the speech. So you watch yourself, follow the instructions on here. It's basically just write a page or two, 1 to 2 pages. Look at your delivery, look at how you did, look at areas you can find improvement, and then set some goals for yourself. So that will be due on the 23rd. It'll be with your other module, which will, I think, go till the 30th, but just be aware that'll be due on the 23rd. And then you'll have a few other assignments with it as well. We'll go over them in class on Tuesday. And yeah, does anybody so that's the main thing, is just know that you have this kind of coming up. Just look for both those things in the next module. Does anybody have any questions for me? Thoughts, concerns, fears, hopes, and dreams that you'd like to share? Everybody's just so glad they got done with their speech. All right, well, I hear a mic come on. That's usually indicative of a question. No? All right, well, you all did really well, and I will get this video posted so you can start that evaluation. It should be up later today or tomorrow. So y'all did good. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you Tuesday.
See you Tuesday.
Take care.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for the good speeches.